Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are getting into something absolutely critical for, well, pretty much everyone, building great credit. It often feels like this black box, right?
Totally. Deliberately confusing sometimes.
Exactly. But we've got something solid today, a really detailed 5-step checklist from I Think Account Solution and Services, LLC. It looks like a proper blueprint.
Yeah, and our mission here isn't just to redo the checklist. We're going beyond the usual advice like, pay your bills. We want to pull out the really practical, high-impact stuff.
The specific numbers, the timing, the things that actually work.
Precisely. We're digging into the tactics so you can walk away from this actually knowing how to manage your credit confidently, not just that you should.
Okay, let's dive in. Starting at the beginning, the foundation. You can't bill without knowing where you stand. So, step 1.
Step 1 is straightforward but essential. Pull your credit report, annualcreditreport.com. That's the official place to get it free once a year.
Right. Got to see the baseline.
And as soon as you get that report, the very first thing isn't about opening new stuff, it's cleanup.
Ah, okay. What kind of cleanup?
You need to look for errors. Any inaccurate info, outdated accounts, collections that shouldn't be there, dispute it immediately with the credit bureaus.
Because if there's junk data on there, anything else you do won't work as well.
Exactly. It'll hold your score back. You clear the decks first, then you start building. Makes sense, right?
Makes perfect sense.
Right.
Fix the foundation first. Okay, so data's clean. Now what? Especially if you're starting from zero or repairing.
The checklist points straight to the secured credit card. Think of it like training wheels.
How does that work again?
Simple. You give the bank a deposit, say $200, and that $200 becomes your credit limit. Use it, pay it off on time, and boom, you're billing positive payment history. It's fundamental.
Got it. And the checklist also mentions something about time, about old accounts.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. Credit age, it's about 15% of your score. Lenders love seeing a long history.
So even that dusty old card I never use.
Keep it open, especially if it's your oldest card. Put a tiny charge on it each month, like Netflix or something. Set up autopay and just let it age. That history is gold. You can't just create it overnight.
Okay, foundation set, oldest account protected. Now for the more advanced stuff, this is where it gets interesting. Steps 2 and 5 seem really focused on utilization.
Yes, utilization is king right after payment history. And this is where the checklist gets really specific with the AZEO method.
AZEO, all zero except one. That sounds counterintuitive. Why not just pay everything off to zero?
It does sound weird.
Yeah.
But it's about optimizing how the scoring algorithms see your risk. We know low utilization is good, right?
Yeah.
AZEO is about getting it optimally low.
Okay, break down the AZEO rule. What are the exact numbers?
It's precise. You want all your credit card balances reported as $0 except for one. And that one card,
Yeah.
that single card needs to have a balance reported that's under 10% of its credit limit. Not 30%, which you hear sometimes, but specifically under 10%. Ideally even lower, like 19%.
Under 10% on just one card, everything else zero. But still, why leave any balance? Why is, say, 5% better than 0% across the board?
Because the scoring models seem to reward seeing some recent responsible usage on a revolving account. If everything is zero, it's good, but it might not give your score the maximum boost. Having most accounts at zero shows excellent management, low risk. But having that one small balance reporting shows you're actively using credit responsibly. It's a bit of gaming the system, but based on how the scores work.
So it signals optimal, controlled risk, not just no risk.
That's a good way to put it. And the trickiest part, it's all about when you pay. This trips people up constantly.
Right, you mentioned this isn't about the payment due date.
Absolutely not. This is probably the single most critical operational detail. You need to pay your balance down before the statement closing date.
Explain that difference again. Statement closing date versus payment due date.
Okay, so your statement closing date, maybe it's the 25th of the month. That's when the card issuer takes a snapshot of your account. Whatever balance is there on that day gets reported to the bureaus.
Even if the bill isn't actually due until, like, the 20th of the next month.
Exactly. So if you spend $800, your statement closes on the 25th, and you pay it all off on the 15th of the next month, guess what?
The $800 balance got reported.
Yep. For that whole month, it looked like you carried an $800 balance hitting your utilization. The AZEO strategy requires paying before that snapshot date, the 25th in this example, so a zero or very low balance gets reported.
Wow, okay. That timing is everything. So step 2 also talks about automation and tracking.
Yeah, automate the minimum payment so you never ever miss a due date that's catastrophic. But then you have to manually track your spending and pay down the bulk of the balance before the statement closes to nail that low utilization.
That takes discipline. But that's the secret sauce for AZEO.
It really is. And this ties into step 5, the maintenance part, always keeping that overall utilization low, ideally below 10%.
Okay, so we've got utilization handled. Let's talk step 3. Diversification. It's not just about cards, right?
Right. Lenders like seeing you can manage different types of credit. Revolving credit, like cards, and installment loans, think mortgages, car loans, personal loans where you pay fixed amounts over time.
But what if you don't have a mortgage or car loan yet? How do you diversify?
That's where credit builder accounts come in. The checklist mentions specific ones like Kickoff or Self.
And what are those exactly? Like, how do they work?
They're pretty clever. You essentially make small payments into a locked savings account for a set time, maybe 12 or 24 months.
Right.
Those payments get reported to the credit bureaus as on-time installment loan payments. Then, at the end of the term, you get your money back, minus any fees or interest. So you've built installment history without actually taking on risky debt.
That's smart. A low-risk way to add that different type of credit. What else does the checklist suggest for diversification?
2 other really good routes. First, becoming an authorized user.
Like getting added to someone else's card?
Exactly. If a parent, spouse, or trusted friend with a great credit history adds you to their card, their positive payment history, and maybe their low utilization can sometimes show up on your report. It can be a quick boost, especially for credit age.
But the key is trusted and responsible, right? If they mess up, it could hurt you.
Absolutely critical. Only do it with someone you know manages their credit perfectly. The second route is reporting rent or utility payments.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about services for that. That seems fair. Turning bills you already pay into credit history.
It's a game changer, especially for people who pay rent reliably but don't have much other credit. Apps can now report those payments to the bureaus, adding positive trade lines.
Great options there. Okay, moving on to step 4. This feels like the be careful stage. Managing hard inquiries. We're building, we want new accounts, but we need to be strategic.
Totally strategic. Every time you formally apply for a new credit card, alone the lender does a hard pull on your report.
And that dings your score a little.
Temporarily, yes. A few points. But too many hard pulls in a short time looks risky to lenders. It suggests you might be desperate for credit or overextending yourself.
So are there hard rules? Like how many is too many?
Yes. The checklist gives specific numbers, and this is a really important takeaway. Limit your applications to no more than 1 every 6 months.
1 every 6 months, okay.
And overall, try to keep the total number of hard inquiries under 4 within any 12-month period. More than that, and lenders might get hesitant, even if your score is otherwise good.
That really forces you to be intentional, doesn't it? Plan out which applications matter most.
Exactly. No impulsive applications at the checkout counter just for a discount. Plan your credit seeking.
Right. And this leads back to step 5 again, the maintenance step. It's not just about utilization, but also security and monitoring.
Constant vigilance. The checklist recommends using a free credit monitoring tool. Think Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, or tools from your bank, and checking it weekly.
Weekly? Why so often?
To catch things fast. Unexpected balance changes, new accounts you didn't open, inquiries you don't recognize. These could be fraud or errors. Plus, it keeps your utilization top of mind.
Makes sense. And what about proactive protection?
Security freezes are your friend. If you know you're not applying for any credit in the next few months or longer, placing a freeze on your reports at the 3 main bureaus, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, blocks anyone from accessing them without your explicit permission.
So it stops fraudsters from opening accounts in your name.
Pretty much. It's a strong protective measure. And the source also hammers home the timing thing again. Set calendar reminders for your statement closing dates so you don't forget to pay down balances for AZEO.
Okay, that covers the core steps.
Right.
Let's wrap up with the bonus section. The power moves. This is about accelerating growth once you've got that solid foundation.
Yeah, moving from defense to offense. One tactic mentioned is maybe adding a second credit builder loan or a small personal loan once you can handle it, just to further strengthen that credit mix.
But the bigger picture here seems to be about leverage, right? Using that good score.
That's the real end game. Once your personal FICO score is solid, say 750 plus, you unlock much better interest rates on the big stuff. Mortgages, car loans.
And those lower rates save a ton of money over time.
A huge amount. That interest savings frees up cash flow. You can invest it, build equity faster. Your good credit literally becomes a tool to build wealth, not just manage debt. You're using the score itself as leverage.
But there's a warning attached here, too.
Absolutely. Steer clear of high interest, predatory lenders, payday loans, title loans. they're traps. This whole strategy is about sustainable, long-term financial health, not quick fixes that cost a fortune.
Good warning. And finally, the checklist hints at the next level. Business credit. Why is nailing personal credit first so important for that?
Because when you start a business, especially a small one, lenders often look at your personal credit score first to decide if they'll give your business loans or credit lines. It's called a personal guarantee.
So your personal score is the bridge to business funding initially.
Pretty much. Build strong personal credit, then you can start building business credit that's separate from your personal finances. That allows you to scale bigger without putting your personal assets directly on the line.
Okay, so to bring it all together for everyone listening, we went from the foundation, cleaning up reports, secured cards, protecting credit age.
To mastering that very specific AZEO utilization trick, paying before the statement date.
Then diversifying with different trade lines like credit builders or authorized users.
Managing inquiries strategically, monitoring weekly, and using freezes.
It really provides a clear path, doesn't it? Takes the confusion out.
It does. And the big takeaway, I think, is that building great credit isn't just about, vaguely being responsible. It's about specific, sometimes counterintuitive tactics like AZEO and really strict attention to timing.
Absolutely. And that final point about power moves, about business credit. It really drives home that a strong personal score isn't just a safety net. It's active leverage. It's a tool to access capital, get better terms, and build real assets.
Yeah. So the question for you listening isn't just if you can build good credit, but maybe. How quickly can you implement these foundational steps to start unlocking those bigger opportunities, those wealth strategies?
That's the power move to think about. A great place to leave it.